Hello Virgo. So we're going to get started. We're going to be pulling some cards. I have prayed over them, shuffled them, asked each of you receives one message. We're going to be pulling from 3 Doreen Virtue decks today. Her Archangel Power Tarot, her Romance Angels, and her Archangel Michael deck. We're also going to be pulling from The Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. Now, the thing to remember, this is a reading for a large audience. And sometimes I have people that are confused because, you know, a couple messages resonate for them and the others kind of confuse them. And that's because, you know, you may only have 1 or 2 messages in a reading for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So you guys, as a number of the signs, have gone through a number of changes recently. And they're starting off, this first card is 8 of Ariel. And on the bottom it says, take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. So I get that a number of you are embarking on a new career, or you're embarking on a new business. And, you know, the angels, they're commending you on excellent work. They're telling you that you should take great pride in what you do. They're saying that the energy, the effort, and even just the natural talent that you put into your career is definitely going to reap financial benefits and be very rewarding for you. But for some of you that, you know, you've just taken that leap of faith, you've started your own business, you've ventured out, you've started a new career, it is going to involve it's going to involve some training, some on-the-job training, some schools, some seminars, in order to, you know, get spun up and be fully engrossed in moving forward. And for some of you, they're saying, you know, you've started this new business. It's something that, you know, it's always been like a hobby. So you haven't really signed up for any classes or seminars, but because you're not feeling that there's a need, but they're encouraging you to do that because you'll learn some things that you weren't aware of that are going to assist you. Very quickly getting, you know, in the black, very quickly having financial success, and even things that are going to make it easier for you. Next card we have is 6 of Michael, and at the bottom it says, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Relocation or travel, but I get a sense that no, they're not talking about relocation with this. So what they're wanting you to know is, if you look at this card, you know, Archangel Michael, he's in these storms, but he's coming out to the sunshine. He's coming out to the other end. So they're wanting you to know that good, happier times, you know, they are directly ahead for you. And actually, they're saying for a number of you, you're going to be clearing into the happier times. So there's been a situation for a number of you. For some of you, it's been a situation at work. You've had conflict with a supervisor. Even some of you have had internal conflict because, you know, you're not happy not happy with the company. You're not happy with what you're doing. You know, you're wanting something that's more fulfilling, but you're torn on what to do, and it's causing you stress. For some of you, it's been emotional stress with a partner. There's been a lot of, you know, emotional turbulence back and forth with them. And for some of you, there's been a separation from partner. For some of you, separation from, you know, changing of careers. So yeah, because I'm getting there's a myriad of situations that have just essentially what it's been doing. They're saying these situations for each of you that are all individual have been shifting you to get you aligned to where you need to be. To, you know, for some of you, it's been complete changes. You've been changing partners, you've been changing jobs, changing careers, starting your own business. And it's an emotionally turbulent time because you've got to leave that past behind and completely let it go. But it's caused a lot of emotional turbulence and a lot of heartache, a lot of stress, and it's even made you very hostile. Like if you can see Archangel Michael, he's got a sword drawn, it's up in the air. So it's been a very hostile, emotional, trying, difficult time. But you can start taking a breath of relief, and you can move forward on those new plans, those new beginnings, and not be afraid of implementing those changes and taking those courses and just forging forward, because you're going to be coming out of it. You're going to be able to finally leave all that stuff behind you. And for some of you, they're saying some of you, it's even emotional internal thoughts and doubts and worries and fears. So they're saying to just leave all that junk behind. You're embarking on a new beginning. They're asking that you remain positive, you have faith, that you also look at things objectively, because sometimes when we have things that are changing around us and we don't understand why, we don't like it, we fight it. We fight back and we try, we do not go with the change at all. And they're saying that this is for your highest good. This is to bring those dreams, those blessings, those things that you want. These changes are to bring those things to you. So don't fight them. Be positive and be open to receiving. Next card. The person you're asking about is trustworthy, and there's a prayer on the bottom that says, "Thank you for helping me have faith so I can open my heart wider in my relationships. I am grateful for your protection, ensuring that only trustworthy people are in my life." So it's saying for a small number of you that, you've had the conflict at work. You're wondering if this, person is a good confidant for you at work that you can actually trust and share things with. Yes, that person is. For another very small number of you, there's someone that you're considering to start a business with, a potential business partner, and you're wondering if they're trustworthy, if you should, move forward with them. And this is confirmation that yes, they are. And for a larger number of you, you've had love go on ahead and infiltrate your top row, and it's about a love relationship. For some of you, you have someone new in your life, and because of things in the past, emotional hurts and things in the past, you're hesitant to move forward with them because, you don't know if you can trust them, you don't want to be hurt again. They're saying, yes, absolutely trust this person. There's no doubt about it. And then for some of you, they're saying you've had someone that you've had a long-standing relationship with them, and maybe it's not even that you've gotten committed, maybe you've been dating, seeing someone, and there's been a lot of emotional turbulence, heartache, struggles with the person where, they're saying like a number of you have even just given up. You've become defensive, you've drawn your sword, you've given up, and they're saying some of you have even just thrown yourselves into work. So, but that person, and they're saying those of you in that situation, that person's not even really an active part of your life. They're not even part of your life at this point. But they're going to be coming back into your life. But because of what's happened in the past, and because you're defensive, you got your sword drawn, and you don't want to be hurt again, the same thing, you're going to be asking, can I really trust them, or are they, playing the same, because I get for those of you that are in this situation, it's kind of been, it's been a back and forth for a long time. So when they do come back, you're going to doubt that they're genuine. You're going to think, oh, well, here we go again. This is just the same thing that we've gone through for months and for some of you years. But this time it's different. They're saying this time it's different. And this person is very trustworthy. You can definitely trust them, and they're saying to not get caught up in those negative thoughts and emotions. So it's definitely a reassurance that you can rely on that person, you can completely trust them. They're saying, everyone makes mistakes, everyone acts selfishly, everyone, does things, but that's part of, life. We learn things, we move forward, but they're saying that this person, for those of you in this situation, whoever you thought of right away, that they're saying that yes, this person is definitely trustworthy, they are dependable, they do care about you, and this time they are going to act accordingly in a loving, considerate way toward you, and it will be different. They're saying it will be different. So Archangel Michael's saying, you put your sword down. He's saying, don't be like him in this card. He's saying, put your sword down. Trust. So Archangel Michael's asking, not have a wall, put the sword down. It is going to be different this time. Saying, you're not perfect. They're not perfect. It's unrealistic to expect this person to be perfect, because that puts too much pressure on them, the relationship. So instead, just be open. Know that you can trust this person, because they're saying this is so for those of you that are in this situation, it's some type of divine partnership. It's like a soulmate connection, divine partnership, twin flame connection. It's a divine partnership. So it's not something you've been able to escape, which is why you've had that boomerang back and forth. If you're not having a relationship, you just escape and run, and you just don't ever look back. But this person, you keep going back to this person because it's a meant to be, and because it's a soulmate connection. I'm getting why that person kept leaving was because that they were learning a lesson that they had to learn in order to prepare to be with you. And then also for you, you were embarking on making changes in your life in order to make room for that person. So it's not one-sided, it was two-sided. Now, they may have been leaving because they were going, you know, back to someone else. For some of you, it was a triangle, a love triangle thing, but that was because they had to go and finally release that person and come into loving themselves so that they could come back and love you. And then you also had things that you had to learn. For some of you, you had to learn to love yourself and heal yourself. For some of you, you were going to be embarking on a career and things that would make more free time. But you both had things that had to line up to now come together. So when that partner does come in, trust them, be open to them. And then for another final small number of you, you're going to have some new love interest that's going to be coming in, and be open. Be open. Now, for the row that's just supposed to be for love, the first card we have is Flirt. And the bottom of it says, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So those of you that have someone that's coming back, put the stinger away, be lighthearted, be playful, have fun, be flirtatious. For some of you, you're in a relationship where there's just been some conflict, you know, there's been some stress, some conflict, things aren't going so well. You're wanting to rekindle the passion, you know, light the flame again in your relationship. And the way that you'll do that is by, you know, just being playful, being flirtatious, because, you know, romance and enjoying each other's company and, you know, embracing each other, it all comes from a lightheartedness, a playfulness. You know, that's the heart of passion, of just having fun with each other and letting your guard down and just relaxing and enjoying the moment and enjoying each other. And it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, sexual activity, although it can, but just have fun, enjoy. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. So for some of you, you've got this new love interest. For some of you, you got this love interest that's coming back. Okay, you trust them, you're on board, you're ready for this, but you're very serious. They're saying, don't be so serious. Play, have fun, enjoy. Enjoy. Next card is very soon. So bottom of it says, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So for some of you, and this is talking to our single that have been waiting to have someone in their life, someone to share their life with, someone to enjoy their life with. And what the angels are asking is that you take the time to be very clear about what it is that you want so that they can bring you what you desire. So because as soon as you're very specific on what you want, you want to share your life with someone, you want a partner, but you haven't been specific on what you want. And you know that makes it difficult for them to bring you a partner. So the new moon would be a good time for you to sit down and put together a manifestation list of, okay, here's the things that I would like in a partner. So sit down, write a list of, you know, here's what I want in a partner. And don't be so specific that you're listing how tall they have to be, their shoe size, their eye color, their hair color, where they work, because then you're going to potentially block the person who is a soulmate connection for you. But don't be completely open that you're going to take anyone that has a pulse. So put some things in there that, you know, you want someone who enjoys outdoor activities, or you want someone that enjoys swimming, or you like someone that's a homebody. But put down a list of, you know, the partner that would best complement you and what you desire in that person. And then let go and let God. Turn that over and trust. And for those of you, you know, in my readings, I always talk about God and the angels. That's my belief. That's and I'm always going to stick in my readings what resonates with me. But feel free to replace God with whatever the higher power is that you believe in. So put that list together, give it to the higher power. For me, let go, let God, give it over to the angels, and just trust that it will be brought to you. And it will, because they're letting you know it's going to happen very soon. Now, for some of you that have a love interest and things aren't working out, but they're saying for a very small number of you, you've been with someone for a long time and you're like, okay, are we ever going to take this to the next level? Are we ever going to actually be committed to each other? For some of you, it's an engagement. And for some of you, it's just going to be taking it to that next committed level, because you're just kind of like, okay, this has been going on forever. When is this actually going to move forward? because some of you are just frustrated about to even just walk away. They're saying, hang in there, have fun, be, you know, lighthearted, playful. It is going to happen. And then there's a last card we have is slow down. And if you can read the bottom of it, it says, when you're excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. So they're reminded us that, you know, everything's in perfect order. There's no need to rush or hurry things, because in our excitement we forget to enjoy the process of what we're creating, and we just forget to enjoy ourselves. We, you know, they were talking earlier about don't be so serious, because we're so serious and so focused on the final goal and getting there, and even for, like, you know, starting a business, so focused on the goal that we lose the enjoyment along the way. So, you know, getting to the goal, that's only half the fun, but, you know, enjoy it along the way. And also, if we're so focused on the goal, we will often miss out on extra things that could bring us joy, you know. So we may get some guidance and some extra messages on things that, if we're not taking the time to just let things unfold naturally, and we're not taking the time to slow down so we can hear those messages, we'll miss out on those opportunities. So they're saying just slow down. Things are coming together. They're coming together beautifully, divinely, and they are coming together for you this month. They are commending you. A lot of you have made a lot of changes in order for these things to come together, and they are commending you on that. A lot of you you've let people go that weren't good for you. You've let jobs go. You've let situations go that weren't serving you. So they are commending you on doing that, because you have cleaned the slate. You've cleared the way. You do have a lot of gifts coming in. New careers, new businesses, new jobs, new loves. And it's going to start opening for you. And you have some relaxation. Enjoy. I would love to hear back from you. Any feedback, you can leave it below. It's filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.